Yo, 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 what up? Boozy. What a doozy, my guy. Oh, good evening. I've been working on some new Procreate art, so I started, I took a reference picture and then started making this character for some, flyers and stuff we got coming up. I was finding it kind of difficult to actually fill in the skin tones on here. Like, I don't know, it's just a different way of doing shit, yo, with this digital shit. So I listened to I watched some more tutorials on how to paint black people with Procreate. And I think this one looks more animated, but I like it better though. Like, I definitely uh, like how I'm doing the colors on this one a little better. It's really hard to see on this thing. You know what, too? Sometimes what I notice is I've been I'm trying to make images for this our Black Excellence Gala. Oh wow, you can't really see this drawing at all. There it goes. So this is the first one I did, and this is another mock-up with our logo on there, Black Scranton Project, and then like information for the dates and everything. But so we started voting on this image, and some of the board members was like, let's come up with something different. The girl looks too ambiguous. We really want, the people to look like black people, not like they could be Spanish or something. And there's like, can we get some color in the image as well? And then there's like, also not so lovey-dovey. Like, let's think of something else. And I'm like, all right, cool. So that's when I started thinking about like an image of just a girl in a gown by herself, or maybe a couple, like a full body couple, but they're not like looking like they're gonna kiss or something. So this is still a little rough sketch that I need to work on some more. Uh, a guy winning an award maybe, and the award is like the Black Power Fist. I thought that'd be kind of dope. And he has dreads and glasses, kind of like somebody else I know. And so now this is where I'm at so far. Another little tutorial I was doing, just trying to figure out how to fucking paint on this thing, Like I said, it's really different. But I think instead of trying to go like more realistic, I'm gonna go more like anime style. Anyway, thought you guys might like that. We're gonna work on some details on here. Pretty much about to wrap this thing up, guys. Like some little highlights here and there, and a couple of little strokes of paint here and there, maybe something here, maybe I don't know. Like it's getting down to the point where it's just like, nigga, what else can I do? You see how a Scanner Darkly, the letters actually have a white outline on it. So the last two letters right there aren't outlined. That paint was kind of wet yesterday. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do is just outline the L and the Y, and then maybe, that portion is done now. There's some more details that I can put like on the top of the case right here. Oh shit. Did I fuck it up? I hope I ain't fuck it up. But like on the top of the case for Scanner Darkly, like there's a few more colors beneath the S right here that you can actually see up there. Yo, Jedi, what up? Maybe I can add some more of this white lightning to this explosion right here on the edge of that case. I think there is some black writing in here in that yellow bar. It says widescreen or something like that, widescreen version. So I may try to squeeze that in there, widescreen. I can probably brighten up this yellow. It's the reflection from this case on the glass right here. So maybe dab some yellow to get that reflection a little bit brighter, make it like pop a little bit more. Uh, but yeah, like I said, it's just like small things. I need to shape up some of these letters a little bit. I think that T might need to be shaped up a little bit more. Hiroshi, Hataki, what up, man? I'm chilling, bro, chilling. And here, working on this painting, man. You know what I'm saying? 1795, you know what I'm saying? Jose Cuervo came up with that special. It's that good shit, man. So you just pour that shit on some ice, man. A cup of ice. Oh, you good to go, bro. Find you one of your good movies. Find you a good movie to watch. Get you a little drink. Hey, let's drink your drink. And just enjoy your evening. You know what I'm saying? Movie night. I don't think I'm gonna mess with the fabric anymore. I'm digging all the reflections here. The fabric is looking nice and flowy. You know what I'm saying? See the wrinkles and the creases and all that shit. So we good. We good on the fabric. Um, we good on the glass of ice. That's done. Like I say, there's not a whole lot left to go, man. Just try to either tonight or tomorrow evening, I'll be able to wrap this thing up. Depending on how much I run my mouth and not talk. Not paint. Alright. I got my palette ready. We need to find something to listen to.
You got some of your rolling papers up here?
Isn't obvious at all that science can provide us with guides as to what constitutes the appropriate values. And it's not obvious to scientists. In fact, I would say that science, in some sense, was designed so that that was something it didn't even try to do.
I was on YouTube in 2006, right? And then 2009, doing every week, and there were no conservatives, there were no real Christians, no one of significant note, not like today, like yourself or other even Christian and political channels out there, self-help, however we want to describe it. It was the edgy atheist territory, right? It was you were an atheist or bust. And I watched them sort of always trying to attack Christians, and I wouldn't say in a way that's completely unfounded with, well, how do you reconcile your religion in the face of this scientific data? You know, that's what they would often be arguing, or the evolution argument was very big back then. Whereas now, I see it on the flip side, where especially in this sort of era of COVID, where, like you're talking about, in muddying the lines, sometimes science has tried to insert itself and almost replace religion. And people, not necessarily science itself, but people have tried to turn to science as religion.
Smell like chicken.
Oh, I already got that shit pre-ordered, bro.
Got scissors up here?
I've been pre-ordered my shit when I watched the countdown. I looked at it today, it's like 20 something days to go. The first time I looked at the countdown, it was like 54 days or some shit. So I've been bought my shit like over a month ago now. taking pictures and looking at shit.
It was good. You didn't show me looking.
I showed last time like that.
Oh. When I check. What would you give it out of a 10?
Like a strong 7.
I was about to say that, a strong 7. Like, I'm not going to give it an 8, but I'm not going to give it a 6 either.
No, I give it a strong 7. You know what, man? After Cyberpunk, bro, if they delay that shit, I'm not even mad. I'm good with delays right now. Just take your time on the fucking game. If the studio feel like y'all need more time to finish developing that shit, then hey, take more time because, I ain't got time to be investing my money in some halved up, patchy ass game that gonna have to get patched every other week for the first year. I'm good. I'm good on shit like that, man. Just you need to push it back. Push that shit back, bro. I've been waiting for this shit for a long time. Yo, I've had every Battlefield since I started playing Battlefield, and I only came in on Battlefield 3, and I know there's like a couple of Battlefields before that. But I got that shit for free, man.
How?
Yeah, how you get a copy of Cyberpunk for free? I had Battlefield 3, I had Battlefield 4, I had Battlefield Hardline, I had Star Wars Battlefront, I had Battlefield 1, and then when it came out with Battlefield 5, and it's still like the old guns, and I didn't buy that game. I bought every Battlefield up until 5, yo. And then now I got 5 because it was free on for PlayStation Plus. But Battlefield 2042, bruh, let's take it back to the new school. But I just watched a preview of Insurgency Sandstorm or something like that. That shit, I remember watching a preview for that shit like years ago, maybe almost 2 summers ago. As a matter of fact, it was somebody here in the stream. We was talking about video games, and they was like, "Oh, look up that Insurgency." And I looked that shit up, and now that shit about to drop. You can pre-order that shit now. But once again, they've been talking about that shit for a couple years. I hope the game is ready. Oh damn! I got my refund. They ain't never asked for the game, yo. So I got every Battlefield. You know Eki Mouse? I don't know who Eki Mouse is.
Eek mouse.
I normally listen to like hip hop from the 90s.
Right. Because he got you.
No, I don't listen to reggae at all.
That's funny.
Far Cry, I haven't had all the Far Cries. I had Far Cry 1 and Far Cry 3, I think. And that's it. Far Cry, and then Far Cry 4, was it 4? Oh, was it the last one? 5 with the like, it seemed like it was like some Waco, Texas, Jim Jones like cult shit. The guy was like some preacher dude, and he done took over the whole town and shit. I almost played that shit, yo. I almost played that game, but I didn't. I forgot what I was playing at that time, but I never played it. That's like when
I'll be right back. I'm gonna watch this.
Although there's a lot of other good games out at that time, yo. Like, he's a good artist, a reggae artist. Yeah, other than Battlefield, I'm not really anticipating too much right now. My girl, we was watching the Rad Brad play Life is Strange, True Colors, and it seemed pretty interesting. So we did buy a copy of that, and I'm just watching my girlfriend play it. It's a cool little story so far. Life is Strange. Yeah, I got the I got the 5. I've only had mine for like 5 months or 6 months or something like that. I couldn't get my shit day one. I tried to, but
Much better. It's time for a new rolling trace for both of us.
why? Not wrong with my tray.
Well, I would just like another one just to have one, but also,
But yeah, I got 2 PS4 Pros and 1 PS5. I got 2 controllers for the PS5, and I got the camera for it. I couldn't get the new headset, so I'm still trying to get the new headset for it. But I don't know. I just want some PS5 games to come out, yo. Like, I'm tired of playing PS4 games on the PS5.
sexy. So you pretty eating good.
That's why, that's why I always expect Sony to deliver on their products, man, because I invest a lot of fucking money in Sony, yo. Or the baseball game. Um, what I've been playing lately is, well, I just beat Horizon Zero Dawn because I never played it when it first came out. So, like, for the past couple weeks, I've really been playing that game, and I beat it like a couple days ago. And then they gave me Hitman for on PS Plus, so I just started playing some Hitman, and I got PlayStation now, so I'm just playing like older games that I didn't play when they first came out. I'm watching the Rad Brad play Deathloop. That looks pretty dope. And I gotta ask my girlfriend's opinion. Alright, come on, camera. Had that motherfucking Moet yesterday. That shit going now. Move this out there. Alright, so working on shit for Black Screen.
Hey, Jedi, what's good?
So I sent this to Black Screen. And that's what Heather said.
Uh, isn't it for Valentine's Day? Okay. Wait, isn't it for Valentine's Day?
Not really. It's
It's
just
not?
around that time. No, it's
Okay.
not for Valentine's.
Okay, so if it's not for Valentine's Day, then it makes sense to make it less romantic. Okay. Yeah, way to take charge.
So they didn't like that first image. Okay, I get it. My feelings hurt. Y'all niggas.
I love the first image. That's why
Y'all
I'm like,
motherfuckers say she don't look black enough, man. Fuck all y'all niggas.
it is a man and woman, and then
It's
gay
too
people
lovey
might-
dovey.
Gay people might not feel included.
Yeah, it's like, so I started doing this.
Where's her award?
Coming up with different shit.
I like that. I like that one. I still like that one too.
But this is what I want you to see, okay? So look at this really close. Take a second, just look at it.
Mm-hmm. I'm torn. The detail's really good on the other one, but this one's kind of like anime. One more time. Okay, so personally I like this one more, but for the event and the style, I feel like the other one. Like, I like this one, but I know other people. I smoke amnesia. We smoking that no name. The last thing we had was papayas and bananas. Yeah, that one. But I still like the guy. He's smiling and he looks like he wants something.
No, so I'm gonna do more than one image.
Okay.
I'm
Oh,
just
I
trying
thought
to
they were
figure
just
out-
doing one.
No, just trying to figure out the style. So 1 week.
I mean, honestly, I really liked what you had from the jump. I don't see the problem, but since it's romantic,
That's what I'm saying. So 1 week we can post this, boom, 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 kind of our event. The next week, then have like a completely different ad. Then do this with a different font or some shit, all advertising the same shit.
yeah. And if there's gonna be multiple images, then if you have that and that, I don't see the problem. Cause I really like that. I like his outfit.
But that's what I tell them too, yo. Y'all niggas act like this shit just pop up out the blue. It did take me a minute to do this shit.
And she's like, if you can't do it, I'm like, nah, I'm doing it. I already done started.
Yeah, don't try to do that part. Oh, if it's too hard, no. I got this,
Right,
but
I
at the
got
same
it,
time, like
but work with me.
I don't want to spend so much time on this shit that I feel like I got to use the entire payout to pay myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to use some of the funds for something else. Like I said, I want to throw that shit on Instagram and fucking promote that shit. Like put a couple $100 behind that shit. See how far that shit goes.
Facts. We have 3 roles in promotion. I don't see the problem.
Exactly.
You know what else your girlfriend's really good at?
Who?
Putting good hashtags. I can do your hashtag.
Hashtag this. Hashtag that.
Right, and I've never been that girl, but hashtags work though. And the thing is, I never use hashtags until I post something using hashtags, but then I'll click on the hashtag and see what else, other people have posted and go share some likes and love. So
Shit, we had a whole stretch of bad weather, bro. When that last hurricane was coming up the East Coast, man, we got a bunch of that shit, and we ain't even no coastal state. We ain't even a
But we
coastal
get hit
state,
with
but yo,
everything
we
else.
was getting hit with all kind of rain, bro. I'm talking about, swear to God, for like 5 days straight. Boy, it was raining, thunderstorming for like 5 days. Like, what the fuck, yo? The basement was just flooding. Like, I actually it was It wasn't terrible, but it was like, what the fuck?
They got it bad in
But
Maryland.
some people got that shit bad, yo. And then how you seen the videos from New York and New Jersey? I was like, damn.
That's what I'm saying. That shit trickled off because I went to go see my grandma, and when I went to my mom's house, it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. So the storm had just. I drove through the storm, but it was like just stopping in Maryland, and there were trees down everywhere. I'm talking about everybody had sticks and shit on their front porch, like trash cans blown over, like shit broken.
Y'all normally have bad weather this time of the year, or is this like some uncommon shit? Like us,
Cincinnati, it get cold.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Cause our cold shit already started. Like yesterday, we started out with some chilly ass morning, bro. It's like 52 degrees in the morning already.
Fall is here, and by this time next month, it's gonna be wintertime.
Yeah,
already.
that shit. Our shit don't play, bro. When that cold starts snapping, bro, that shit don't leave, bro. And then it linger all the way until fucking like May.
Yo, I can't believe this man got me moved out here into the cold. Why ain't none of y'all warn me? Nobody warned me what the winter was gonna be like.
Yo, it's been raining the last 3 days, but I hate weeks like that. It's just like, please, just okay. The grass is watered, the trees are nourished and replenished. Can you just stop now? Can you just please stop now? Shit, one good rainy day, I don't ever mind that shit, yo. We need that shit. Need that.
I don't
need
mind
that
2
water.
good rainy days,
Yeah.
but 7 is like.
Yeah, there, you start to be like 3-4 days rain, and then even when it don't be raining, just be like cloudy and gray all fucking day. Motherfuckers just moping around because they can't get no sunlight. Like, we fucking hating days like that too. And you know what? That's like our constant weather. It's like we live in England or some shit. Yo. Our weather up here is
Yes.
just weird as shit.
We definitely
Always
live in
gray
it.
skies and foggy and fucking rainy. Then the winters are fucking long as shit. It's just like.
I swear.
Man, we watched Judas and the Messiah the same day that shit came out, bro. That shit was brand new. We watched that shit on HBO Max the same fucking day, bro.
The same day.
Judas and the Black Messiah, bro. Got the soundtrack to that shit, everything, homie. Yeah, that shit was good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers never knew about Fred Hampton, man. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just don't know. You know what I'm saying? It was luckily people put me on him way back in the day. The Panthers were strong. That nigga went up but 21 years old, yo. Number 21. Stokely Carmichael was thumping hard back in the day too. A lot of people don't know that. I was watching something the other day and they had some old Stokely Carmichael footage, and he had to leave the country, yo, and change his name and all that shit, yo. But we had a lot of great teachers, man. A lot of great militant individuals, and that's why people scared nowadays, because we already know what happened if you become too powerful and the people get behind you, like real people, not no fucking Ponzi scheme motherfuckers trying to ride your coattails and all that shit. But once any individual black man can be respected enough where people will follow him like that, that's a threat, bro. That's a threat. And that's why I don't understand, like, the leaders now we have, they all of them seem weird as shit, man. Brother Polite and goddamn Pharaoh and
Umar.
Dr. Umar Johnson. I used to read Umar Johnson. I had his book, yo. Watch all his lectures and shit. Then he started acting weird as shit.
But it's just strange that, like, I mean, he been kind of acting strange and Polite too. But then, like, now Pharaoh's acting strange. Like, they're all acting strange at the same time. It's like, what's going on with y'all?
Yeah, man. Dr. Boyce Watkins, he keep his shit together and he cool and do his thing and he try to educate and motherfucking my man. I can't think of a bad name now. What I'm thinking about. But the other brothers, some of them motherfuckers just do their shit, yo. Motherfuckers like Dan Calloway. I can't think of other dude name, but some of them motherfuckers hold it tight. But everybody know, like, once you start spitting too much knowledge, bro, motherfuckers come for you, dog. Especially if you start rallying motherfuckers together and getting motherfuckers to vote a certain way or try to build equity in their own communities. You get, man.
You did what?
Like Dr. Umar Johnson been trying to get that school for the last 37 years. You know what I'm saying? But if a black man do come up somehow and build his own fucking school, you better trust me, he on FBI watch list, nigga. What you teaching these black kids at your own private school? Where you get all the money and resources from this shit from?
And that always be the part that there's some black people that's willing to sell their soul to infiltrate some shit.
Tariq Nasheed, that's why I couldn't think of his name. That motherfucker about to open up the African American History Museum over in fucking California. That nigga, I think he from Maryland.
Tariq, yeah.
Tariq Nasheed, that motherfucker from Maryland, but he about to do some shit over there in DC. He talking about he wasn't gonna get $1 million. He did the GoFundMe and got $1 million to go ahead and build a fucking a museum over that shit, yo. And like he got a little bit messy because Dr. Umar Johnson came at him, and that's why I really started fucking with Umar. Like, bruh, this nigga put you on. He had you on his documentary. But now it was like, well, how Tariq said it, like he got mad because he didn't have him come back for part 2 and part 3, and he was like, oh nigga, I'm the one who made your DVD, blah 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 blah. And he was like, no you didn't, nigga. I had a lot of guests on my DVD, and it wasn't just you.
It wasn't just you, and furthermore, be thankful that you got put on to anything.
Yeah, and so they was beefing over that, and it was kind of, I was trying to listen to both of them talk, and I just sided with Tariq on that shit, like, and Tariq is still doing his thing, and he don't get messy with a lot of other shit. It was just like, I don't know why Umar did that. Like I say, so that shit I don't agree with nobody 100%, and I watch all these motherfuckers, and I just take the good information for what it is, yo. If you can inform me and teach me on some shit that's good with some hard facts, I'm gonna accept that shit all the time. I accept the facts. Now, motherfuckers' opinions and their personalities, I don't be agreeing with all that shit all the time. Them niggas be goofy as shit in a lot of ways. The Godfather or Harlem? I don't think I ever knew that shit. Yeah, Fred Hampton was that nigga that he would have been. That's why I say people like that, they take him out real early because they can't let that motherfucker mature. He was 21 years old. Can you imagine if he lived a life and understood life and grew as a person and grew mentally and spiritually and been a 40-year-old Fred Hampton or a 40-year-old Tupac or a fucking 40-year-old Malcolm X. Like, all these niggas was chopped down in their prime, yo, in their 30s. 20s and their 30s, bro. And they didn't.
Fred Hampton was 25.
He was like 21.
23.
He was younger than 25. He was like 21 or 21 or 22. He wasn't 22.
When he got killed?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm almost positive, yo.
Now I gotta look it up.
That motherfucker was like, yeah, I like Fisher.
Tupac is the best. He really is.
That motherfucker was like 21 or 22 years old when they assassinated his ass, yo.
Yeah, he was 21. That's crazy.
Oh, you know what? I think I did see that shit. I think I did see that shit, yo.
But Fred did get like.
How old was he?
He was 21.
21, yeah. Fred was young. That nigga was young. He was a fucking kid.
I was gonna say, but if somebody gets a hold of you as a child, it teaches you.
That's why when Muhammad Ali changed his name, he wasn't nothing but in his 20s. All good. He was in his early 20s. That motherfucker was like 20. Now he was like 22 or 23, but he started talking that shit as a young man, and he knocking everybody the fuck out. Motherfuckers hated Muhammad Ali. They hated that nigga until he got old and couldn't fight, and then they loved his ass. But you go back and listen to how he talked to them white people, yo. He told the white man, "You my enemy. You trying to get me to go to Vietnam? Ain't no Vietnam ever did nothing to me, nigga. You oppress me. You my enemy. I know who my enemy is right here." And they did not like that motherfucker, yo.
Hate that shit.
And he was in his 20s talking that hardcore shit.
And since the 17 and 1800s, I mean, before then too, but 1800s, trying to get black people to fight your war for you. Like, no.
Yeah, we done doing that shit. Man. That's like I say. I was gonna sign up for the military. I was gonna like breeze my way through that shit and try to get me a degree. But motherfucking 9/11 popped off. I was like, oh, they about to go to war. Fuck, bro. If I would have got in just a little bit earlier, because for a minute, like when Clinton was president, they was only like a little bit of shit going on, but not a lot of shit, yo. Like it wasn't no major war news for like a couple years. I evaluated all that shit. Like, man, if we can just stay out of some major conflicts for a couple years, I could just go get me like an engineering degree or something real quick. And then that shit pop off. I'm like, oh hell no, cause I ain't about to go fight for this country at all, yo. I ain't got it in me. For one, I don't want to go and live in some desert and fear for my life if I'm gonna walk on a goddamn landmine or if some motherfucking rebels gonna shoot a fucking rocket at our truck or something. Man, I ain't trying to do all that shit, bro. I wanted to stay on base somewhere. Send me to Kentucky. Let me stay on base and go to school, nigga. Do my little PE or my whatever rec or whatever, nigga. Run some laps and with a
That's what
run.
I never did. People be like, oh, well, you don't actually have to go into the field.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, yeah, okay.
Okay, like right now, shit has been kind of quiet for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like no major shit. Trump had fucking dropped he shot a missile at that one dude, Soleimani or whatever, and assassinated his ass. We thought we was gonna be in the big shit after that, but we weren't. And like we ain't really had no major shit. That's why motherfuckers been feeling comfortable enough to pull out of Afghanistan. But they trying to figure out something. They need a new boogeyman because they got to keep the shit going. They was good for 20 years. We had a good 20-year run on this war. Made so much money. All right, that's died down. What's next? How can we finagle this shit for another 20 years? So sooner or later, they going to figure out the perfect boogeyman. And we going to be running right back up in that shit. Going through another fucking war. You gotta get it in the between time when that shit
come up with the one world religion and then tell us, oh, we're gonna fight against the people who are trying to stop us from having it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll be literally fighting the crazy religious people and then fighting them too. History repeats itself. I'm definitely not trying to kill nobody's daughter or son.
Everybody has to report to the military. Everybody has to do mandatory military service. Rahm Emanuel.
Everybody, so that means all the disabled people and the fat people just go to the front.
Go ahead and get it done.
Right. Y'all can't run anyway, but y'all gotta go, so let me just put y'all right here in front. And like, I know people that do alright in the Air Force. Cause my cousin was gonna go into the Air Force. Different strokes for different folks, but I just know for me, I'm scared.
2006, Rahm went on major media outlets to discuss his book, The Plan, Big Ideas for America, where he advocated mandatory national service.
Citizenship is not an entitlement program. It comes with responsibilities. Everybody somewhere between the ages of 18 and 25 will serve 3 months of basic training and understanding in a kind of civil defense. That universal sense of service.
18 to 25, 3 months of boot camp, sending money overseas and still I can't get food stamps. I didn't say that shit. Rahm Emanuel said that shit, yo. I'm just repeating what he said.
25 will serve 3 months of basic training abilities. Everybody somewhere between the ages of 18 and 25 will serve 3 months of basic training and understanding.
And it will be mandatory from anywhere between the ages of 18 to 25. You can be 19, you can be 23, but you got to get it done before you're 25. You need to serve 3 months of basic training in boot camp for military purposes. Every citizen is what he was saying. Why would we have to do that?
Just in case some shit like, oh.
Oh my god. Now, for those 3 months, you're government property though. You're a GI. You don't have any say so over your natural body, and they can inject you with whatever kind of vaccines and do whatever kind of experiments and tests, like back in the day when they were testing the atom bombs and seeing how close you can be to it, and seeing what were the effect of being exposed to radiation blast and all kind of shit. Some people don't have a say so in those tests when you sign yourself over to the military like that. And so it's so fucking weird. And then you can go down so many rabbit holes on mandatory military service. And some countries do have it. I think China has it. I believe Russia has it too, where like you just basically their whole country is the military. And so like if someone was to ever invade them on foot and bring tanks and shit in, like every Russian would know how to fucking fight. And I see the benefit in that part, but at the same time, it's like that's crazy to make it mandatory.
Kevin said y'all should become the property of the United States military.
Exactly, yo.
But shout out to y'all though for doing y'all time and getting out.
7 tours, bro. And then how does your son feel about this whole botched ass fucking withdrawal, man? This and this is what I don't understand. Like
in the Air Force too.
It doesn't take, but to study like how many more wars do we have to study before we understand? Like most of these shits are planned and they're basically for nothing other than to generate money for the military industrial complex. Ever since World War II, yo, it's just like, what the fuck? And how big of a mess Vietnam was. How big of a mess that shit was. How stupid was fucking Operation Desert Storm. And we're always trying to go into these other countries and bully these motherfuckers to accept our democracy and do things the American way. And nobody don't want to fucking do that, yo. And now, when you really study 9/11, I just can't imagine that the official story for 9/11 is actually what happened. And then we've been in a generational war, 20 years behind that shit. For what? For what? Never forget some of the evidence surrounding that shit. And that's why they scrubbed that shit from the fucking web. You can't find anything that disputes the official story of 9/11 because they don't want younger generations to know how fucked up this government is, yo. And why I can't hardly vote for any president, why I don't trust the media and pharmaceutical companies and everybody the fuck out, yo, because y'all a lot of us like it ain't shit, bro. The average citizen, y'all, man, shit. That's why I tell motherfuckers, white supremacy, that shit fuck everybody up. White people too, yo. These motherfucking oligarchical 1% elite, they don't give a fuck about nobody, yo. White, black, brown, yellow, red, they don't give a fuck about none of us, yo. And they'll lie. And now we got a you know why terrorism was so good for so long? Because it's intangible. Terrorism isn't a country. It's not a standing army. It's just an idea. And now we have a war on terror. And we're going to take down the terrorist. And it's like, these are just concepts. You can't stop concepts and ideas. And so now we fought this intangible war for 20 years, and now we're exhausted of that because nobody cares, and everybody's waking up to the fact that it's useless because we were kids when it first got started, and now we're adults and we understand more, and it's like this shit has been going on this whole time for what? What have we accomplished in the last 20 years? And so now they have another not so but kind of intangible New boogeyman. Viruses.
And food and supply shortages.
Yo, and the virus is gonna get you if you don't listen to the government and follow all our guidelines. You're gonna die. You're gonna die in a overcrowded ER emergency room. That's the new boogeyman, and that shit is able to shift the entire world, every country by country, yo. This is something that's very unprecedented that nobody has ever witnessed before. And it's like every country just bows down. They're just like, yeah, that's what it is, yo. Oh man, you anxious? What you doing? You standing up? You sitting down? You coming? You going? You don't even know.
You already know you set yourself up for that one. No, I was reading something and I'm high and I've been drinking, but then I was trying to read their comments and I missed the beginning of the conversation.
She's trying to pace, but there's not enough room to pace.
There's not enough room to pace back and forth right now. But no, I was just looking at this. Look.
You short and you look so much. Oh, those are your heels too.
I had on tall heels too.
Wow. When was that?
Prom. That dress was terrible, but whatever. But anyway, yeah, I was about to go downstairs. You want something? Rice Krispie treat, ice cream, sherbet, more chicken, more steak.
No. I'm good for right now. I just started drinking.
Salad. No. You got chips too?
Why? What are you going to get?
I don't know yet. I mean, I need to make that bread, the banana bread, but I don't feel like making it quite this second because it just cooked. I don't know. Them French toast sticks I made, those were wrong, but I don't know. I want something sweet. I kind of want Rita's.
You gonna ride the Rita's?
I want some mango gelato.
I gotta change my ringtone. I'm so tired of that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Fucking it up. A little bit.
Just a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I bought another one of those little 3-ounce cups of ice cream. But I don't know. I want something like mango flavored.
Why you buy mango ice cream?
Cause
Yeah, I had mango ice cream.
no, I didn't look for mango. I got strawberry because I like the strawberry ice cream. Because then I would just have it for when I want it. I didn't go to the store to get ice cream today. I went to the store.
I just happened to get ice cream while
I just happened to, yeah. But I went to the store and bought your steak and some wings.
Tell her again, boo.
Tell him that I went to the store and bought him some, you got pickled beets, pickled eggs.
Oh, let me get them.
Yeah. See? I was a good girlfriend. I was like, let me hurry up before he gets home. Let me go get his favorite
Hurry up
things.
if I get home. You know what time I was gonna come?
Wings, because I had to do my schoolwork. I had a class. It took me 3 hours.
I'll go get my beets and eggs.
To do my class and schoolwork. And I said, you know what, let me get my baby some eggs and some steak and some chicken wings and shit. Didn't I, boo? You should eat his eggs, huh?
You can try to eat one of them eggs if you want. You throwing up red shit all night.
Yeah, you don't let him feed
you gotta
you
go
no
out,
more.
boo. Let her outside too.
Don't let him feed you no more.
Never again. You'll have
We
me
might
ass.
take you with us, maybe. Cause I should. I don't know if I'm gonna take her with us tomorrow. I guess we'll be back. But if we leave, like, yeah, we might have to take her with us.
Yeah.
I'll just take her to my mom's house or something. That's a lot, though.
Yeah, that's what I say. Another reason why I never really owned a dog.
Yeah.
It just they're like people. They're like little people. They're like kids, yo. It's like you gotta think about all that shit. It's just like
We'll be back by 4.
I get it. I that's up to you, yo. Yo, they can stay in the cage all
We just
day.
gotta make sure we get back. Cause I ain't trying to drag her ass with us, and then my brother's coming with us too.
Oh yeah.
And he gonna have dog hair all over him.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's
But
like,
honestly, like he might just have to deal with it, and I'll get him a lint roller.
oh man. I can sit in the back seat, I guess.
Maybe.
All right. I can drive it. He can sit up front. You can sit in the damn back.
I'll do that, cause he's tall anyway. That's a deal. That's a bet. You just want your beats. That's it.
My beets and eggs.
You know what I meant. Beats and eggs.
Yeah, man. When you got a fucking dog, like, and we have to go to a funeral tomorrow. That's in a different state. And we don't want to fucking get a dog sitter or a doggy hotel. So it's either we try to get there and get back as fast as possible and just leave her here all day by herself. And risk this bitch shitting in my house, pissing on my rug. He peed on your rug. That rug really tied the room together. But anyway, or we can lock her in a cage all day and be fucking super inhumane. Or we can just fucking drag her along with us and get fucking hair everywhere all day. Cause she's one of those hairy shedding dogs that just drops fur if you look at her too hard. She just sheds, man. It's ridiculous. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And when I first bought my house, I was single, and I got a really, really big yard though. And my homie kept saying, "Bro, you got this big ass fucking yard. Why don't you get a dog?" And I'm like, "Bro, because I already had a dog before, and it's tough having a dog, and I'm single, and I can't take care of a dog by myself, bro." And like little people, man, they need attention, and they need to go outside and take a shit at least a couple times a day. And I work a lot, and I'm not at home enough. He's like, "Yeah, man, but you got this big ass yard. A dog would love this yard." And I'm like, "I get that, bro, but I'm not having no fucking dog, bro." And then, like I say, like, when I go somewhere, nigga, I be gone for days at a time. I go on trips and shit. I ain't trying to take no dog with me nowhere, nigga. I've had dogs before. I really only had like 3 dogs at different points in my life. And I like dogs. But like, the last dog I had was because of the girl I was dating. You know? When I had one dog when I was a little kid, and I had this one dog that I got from my homie because I was fighting that nigga, yo. I ain't gonna lie, man. Animal abuse, man. Animal cruelty and shit. I'm ashamed of myself. I had a beast. My dog used to beat everybody, dog, yo. Get that money. And then after that, I had like this one little house dog. That shit was pretty fucking smart, though. That was a good dog. The dog was smart as shit. It was a mutt. It was fucking smart, bro. Dog. I still can't believe how smart that fucking dog was. But after that, it's like I don't want no fucking dog, yo. Not saying I ain't no animal person, but I ain't no animal person. You feel me? I save the animals for animal people, man. But now, my girlfriend now, she got a dog. And her dog is really cute. And really fucking friendly and playful. And really fucking hairy. It's just like, we the people, I feel you. So I love my cat though, man. The little bitch get hair everywhere, but I love that little motherfucker. It's just like Jesus Christ. Why are you breathing so hard? He just came from up downstairs, bro. It's not even all that. He's breathing like you done ran a mile.
She was running around outside. Shit, we both tired. Both old and fat, boo.
Just speak for yourself.
No. She know. Shit, Boo is old.
Say you ain't old, not from a dog.
Okay. Sorry, Boo. Travis is the only one that's old.
I'm the old fucker in the room.
Claim your title. You may be entitled to AARP. How old do you have to be to get AARP? 60?
No, I think I'd be like 55 or so.
55. That's not bad.
No.
Cat hair everywhere. See? Furry animals are the best. And worse. You so sad. You just want to go somewhere so bad. You want to go chase some squirrels in the park?
I wonder if the squirrels like that as much as the dogs do.
I'm sure they don't.
Like the squirrel be running, then have that little loop playing back. I'm fast as fuck, boy. Fast as fuck, boy. Look at me, son.
I'm so dead. I'm not gonna lie. Squirrels play a lot. They might enjoy that shit.
That's what I was thinking. Like, yo, you gonna go out there and get chased by the dog? Niggas like, come on, I dare you.
So,
Like, what's that one show we watched when the brother had powers and the other brother didn't, and he still went on his little run, trying to get away from the monster or some shit. He barely made that shit. Yeah.
so dead. Yeah. I don't know about nobody else, but don't chase me. I don't like feeling like I'm about to die. What's Apple One? Now they got some new extra shit. Enjoy millions of songs, over 100 games, Apple original shows and movies and more, and save when you bundle.
Everything is all in the one app now.
Oh, I mean, well, I might do that rather than pay for the music. It's only an extra $4.95.
What?
Cause I pay like my music subscription is like $10.
$10, yeah, for Apple Music.
But this individual bundle is $14.95.
Yeah, but then they still got a paywall for like, just like you got Prime, but then you go on Prime, you gotta order. I mean, you gotta rent or buy certain movies on there. It's gonna be the same way.
Family One is recommended. 70 plus million songs, all ad free. Apple original shows and movies, over 180 ad free games. 200 gigabytes of iCloud storage.
I'll
Share
do
with
that
up
shit
to
for the
5
storage.
people. And you can share with up to 5 people.
For the family plan?
Yeah, and it's only $20 a month. That's what I'm saying. So between 2 people, that's only $10.
Why you trying to hype that shit up so good?
I just noticed it.
Hey, go get them papers and read to me.
What papers?
They on the banister right there on the second floor. It's a little stack of square papers. Listen to some stories. My girlfriend has a very soothing voice.
Boo stayed downstairs. She said, "Bitch, I'm tired of following you."
Fuck y'all niggas.
That's what she get.
She was like, I am not coming
back up there.
I'm
She
good.
just went and got in her bed.
It's like,
Like,
I'm
fuck
good.
y'all.
Yeah. Thanks for opening the door, nigga. Jesus
I'm out.
Christ. So Jim give me those every day after he pulls them off his calendar.
Excuse me. Kevin said many blessings to you and your family. Have an awesome day. Your artwork is amazing. You are a legend in the making. Cheers.
Cheers, bro. Peace.
This was from Monday, September 13th. Part 1. The actress. They all say? Oh, this says The Dunes, Part 1. The actress. Dune? Dominique was a rising star in the early 1980s, best known for her role in The Poltergeist. She also appeared in TV shows like Fame and Hill Street Blues.
I remember Hill Street Blues.
Fame and Hill Street Blues.
I remember both of those. Fame was the singing show. Fame, I'm gonna live forever. Oh, it was a dance show. I'm gonna learn how to fly. Fame. Yeah, okay. I remember that.
Oh, wow, these are interesting.
They really, and it's a calendar.
Listen,
and
it
every
started
day
off
has
so
a different.
regular, and then I was like, whoa.
And then sometimes it go back to the 1920s. Someone was like the 1700s and some shit. But every day you get to peel off your calendar and read like this little weird, but it's like a murder. It's all about murders and
That's what I was
mysteries
like,
and shit.
Like, what the hell? It just started off so normal. Then it was like, until.
I'm like, Jim, where the fuck you get this calendar from? He's like, yeah, this is a cool ass calendar, guy. And so he just gives me, after he reads it, he'll bring him, yeah. He missed a couple of days and bring me 2 and 3 at one time or something.
That's pretty cool. Jim's a funny guy.
He really is, yo. And now that you know him, like, and then just,
now I really understand.
And him having that shit on his desk, and then he comes over giggling like, you're gonna really like those.
I guess, Jim, laughing at murder is so fun.
Yo, the Power Rangers, one of the Power Rangers tried to stab somebody with a sword.
What?
Yo.
In real life?
In real life. One of the actors who was on the Power Rangers.
Got they on drugs?
Got in a fight with his roommate or some shit. This was after the show, I guess. They went back to normal life and got in an argument over some dumb shit and stabbed his homie with a fucking sword in the stomach and then said, "See what you made me do?" Oh man, so
if I smack you and say, see
what you made me do? Like, what the fuck is that, bro? You stabbed me with a sword, man.
Wow.
I gotta take a bathroom break. I'll be right there.
Well, let me continue the story for y'all. Dominique, again, was a rising star in the early 80s, best known for her role in Poltergeist. She also appeared in TV shows like Fame and Hill Street Blues. But her ascent was cut short on November 4th of 1982 when she was strangled to death by her former boyfriend, John Thomas Sweeney. When police arrived, Sweeney approached them with his hands up, telling them he had just killed his girlfriend and tried to kill himself. She had ended her relationship with Sweeney because he had been repeatedly physically abusive towards her. But Sweeney claimed that he and Dominique were planning to reconcile and had flown into a rage after she changed her mind. The judge dismissed testimony from Dominique's friends and Sweeney's former girlfriend, who all reported that he had a history of violence and abuse. The initial charge of first-degree murder was whittled down to voluntary manslaughter and assault. Sweeney was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, but was released after serving just over half of that time. So he killed his girlfriend in a passion crime, a rage, and got sentenced to 6 years, but only served 3 years. Interessante.
He killed his girlfriend in the passion of a rage of passion.
Yeah. And
Kevin
got
Samuels.
sentenced to
Oh,
6
Sunbury.
years.
Not Samuels. Sunbury.
That was. He got sentenced to 6 years, and only did half the time, 3 years. Initially was charged as first degree murder, and was whittled down to voluntary manslaughter. And they dismissed testimony from Dominique's friend and Sweeney's former girlfriend, who all reported that they had a history of violence and abuse. Even one of his own other ex-girlfriends was like, yeah, he put his hands on her.
And he only did 3 years for murder?
Yeah.
What the fuck, son?
And he strangled her after she changed her mind. And I mean, I'm sure he was sorry afterwards, like, you don't want to be with me, I'm gonna kill you, if I can't have you. And then I'm sure afterwards he was like, what the fuck? But like, anybody who's crazy enough to do that, like, yo, no, you need some more time to think about what you just did. Because how do you know that he's not gonna do that to the next woman too?
On blind rage because she was trying to leave him?
They were supposed to get back together, and then she decided she changed her mind. But he was being physically abusive, and he was trying to control her and manipulate her. Like, just control everything. Like, not letting her do nothing without his permission. So, yeah, she was like, fuck that. And she was going to get back with him, and she was like, no, fuck that, I'm done. And he was like, no, you're not. So, yeah. Part 2, The Writer and the Philanthropist. Dominique's father, the writer and producer, Dominic Doon, was encouraged by author Tina Brown to keep a journal during Sweeney's trial. The journal eventually became Justice, a father's account of the trial of his daughter's killer. Published in Vanity Fair in 1984. This launched a prolific career in investigative journalism for Doon. He is known for covering such high-profile cases such as O.J. Simpson trials from 1994 through 2008, the Menendez brothers murders, and the rape trial of William Kennedy Smith. Ellen Griffin Doon, Dominique's mother, created the victim rights organization Justice for Homicide Victims in '84 in honor of Dominique and other homicide victims and their families.
The Menendez brothers killed their parents.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. They killed their mom and dad. With a shot. I think they had a shotgun.
Why they killed their parents?
They said their parents was abusing them. But this motherfucker became famous off of writing a journal for his daughter's murder trial. That's crazy.
Right. R.I.P. baby girl. It's crazy. From the father. I had never attended a trial until the trial of the man who strangled my daughter. What I witnessed in that courtroom enraged and redirected me. I could write about it. I could become an advocate for victims. I mean, I get it. Dominique's murder is often cited as the first death in the so-called poltergeist curse.
Really?
Violent or mysterious deaths associated with the film series. She portrayed Dana Freeling in the first film. 6 years after her murder on February 1st, 1988, Heather O'Rourke, who played Carol Ann Freeling in all 3 films, died of a misdiagnosed acute bowel obstruction at age 12. On top of these tragic, unexpected deaths are 2 not-so-mysterious deaths. 60-year-old Julian Beck, who plays evil spirit Kane in Poltergeist 2, died of stomach cancer 7 months before the film's release. Will Sampson, who plays Good Spirit Taylor in the same film, died after a heart-lung transplant about a year after the film was released. More coincidence than curse, but eerie nonetheless. Now that's weird that they all died and like
Right around the time that film was being made and put out, like.
yeah, and like y'all all died, and then from random shit, a misdiagnosed bowel obstruction.
Like, Doc, my stomach hurting, nigga. Like, I can't poop, nigga.
Right. But how much medicine and technology has changed from the 80s to now.
Exactly.
Even just in like the last 10 years, like the world has changed so drastically and so quick.
Like, I'm surprised I made it out to 8.
Right. Like
They was still putting mercury fillings and all that shit in motherfuckers' teeth and shit.
Yo,
Mm-mm.
for real. Yeah, that's the one good thing about these new kids.
The world is a lot safer.
Get your
In some
vaccine.
ways. Look. All right. Let's see.
What?
I don't know. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Okay. I'll be down in a little while. Oh, man. This thing is almost done.
Ew. Alright, I gotta read this one.
If I can pull that white down a little bit right there, and let's see.
I feel like they got real lazy on the Saturday and Sunday, or do they always do that like that?
Every once in a while, you'll get one that's just something like that with just a few words on it.
Maybe it's something that's really long. So, unidentified murder victim, chimney cross-dresser. Sex.
Chimney.
Chimney.
Oh,
Like a
damn.
chimney.
This thing got stuck in the chimney?
Male is the sex. Race, ethnicity, white. Age, 18 to 35. Hair color, brown. Clothing, sleeveless, paisley dress with matching belt. Long sleeve button-down shirt. Medium size shaggy pile sweater. So this is like that old school, like they got the shirt with the dress over it, with the sweater on top. Low-heeled, pointed shoes. Wearing one pair of socks and carrying another pair. German Iron Cross medallion. No underwear. Remains of a man dressed in woman's clothing were found in the chimney of Good and Loud Music Store on University Avenue in Madison, Wisconsin, on September 3rd, 1989. His pelvis was broken, likely the result of being stuffed into the chimney, and it was estimated that he had been there for 2 months to 2 years. In addition to his clothing, he had a butter knife and a pocket comb in his possessions. In 2012, a woman came forward suggesting he may have been a page in the state legislature sometime between 77 and 85, based on the reconstruction of his face.
He was in there for 2 years?
From 1977 to 1985.
Crazy. Somebody stuffed them in the chimney. I wonder if they stuffed them up the chimney or down the chimney.
Right.
Well, you walked this nigga to the roof and told him to get in there. Fucking cross-dressing bitch.
Right, that's what I'm confused. Or did they dress him in that? Because why didn't he have underwear?
Yeah, like.
And then there was reconstruction of his face.
And all he had was a comb.
And a butter knife.
I would have fought back with that butter knife.
I mean, what's this man's name?
That's what you say. It was an unknown person, right? John Doe. Nobody ever knew. There's a couple of those that come across like John Doe's throughout the years. I said there was one from the 20s. He found the body somewhere and nobody just knew who the fuck the body was.
Mm. Laura believes it was a man who she worked with. They had removed the boiler in the basement to repair a leak and saw a skull coming through a pipe connecting the boiler to the chimney. That's a terrible day at work.
Yo, nigga, I felt a fucking skull hang out the pipes, nigga.
Stop playing.
What? Yo, we was moving the boiler, right? Yeah, I moved the shit and the fucking pipe shift and a fucking skull, like, attached. I didn't see the whole body, but the shit was in the like, yo. Like, what the fuck? Like, it was a body, nah, nigga.
And
It was like
through
bones.
a pipe coming connecting to the boiler. Like, imagine going to move the boiler to fix the leak, and it's like, oh, here's the reason for the leak.
Like, yo, it's a fucking skeleton in this bitch, yo.
This guy was a page. Oh, like a page boy. I get it.
A page boy. Yeah, that's crazy, though.
I thought a page boy was like a gigolo, but it just means a young male attendant. So it could go either way. My page boy.
That's like a hotel guy, isn't it?
I think it could go either way. Well, probably. Like a call boy is what they meant to do.
A call boy, that's what I'm thinking of, not a page boy.
They're making him sound like a page gigolo call boy, all wrapped up in one. Business in the front, party in the back.
Hey.
Come.
He's with a client right now.
He either died in the chimney or was killed elsewhere and his body stuffed in the chimney. The pelvis was broken in 2 places and fell to the bottom of the chimney.
Perfect murder, though. Shit, nobody ain't never figured that shit out.
Police adopted a most likely scenario. The victim was a male cross-dresser, possibly a prostitute. Surprised someone, perhaps a customer who was angry enough about the surprise to commit murder, then stuffed the body down the chimney. And I feel like that's why they're not looking into it, because they're like, oh.
Just some floozy cross-dresser.
Right, like, damn. Prostitute deserves to have his murder solved, too.
If you wasn't out here tricking, selling your booty, son.
Right. Now, if he lied about being whatever, then yeah. But at least just to know, like, what the fuck happened?
You want to know what happened? We don't give a fuck what happened. He's done. He's a nobody. His body been in there so long, there's no fucking fingerprints. We checked the dental records. Nothing came up. Job done. Case.
Right.
Cold
Like,
case,
he
nigga.
just says nothing.
Cold case. Cold case. Nigga. Perfect murder. Motherfucker who murdered him still live in the same neighborhood and he just walk by that place every day. Yep, they never figured that out. And then I wonder if they ever murdered again after that.
Right. Was that their thing? Or I would think if you would have got freaked out, you wouldn't buy prostitution. It says there's no way the man could have gotten into that pipe from within the building, since the pipe was connected to the boiler. They speculate that the man was a burglar who got stuck in a chimney and died, or a murder victim who was stuffed into the chimney.
And what was it? A department store? Or maybe he was trying to break in? Didn't know that the fucking chimney went to a boiler. It didn't come out to like an opening in the room somewhere. But then, how, like you say, how you break his hip in two places though? You fell in that bitch.
Right.
And then the boiler's been on and off over the years, and it's just cooking his ass up in that shit. Yeah. Ain't nobody smelt that beef? That beef bacon?
The only thing is that his pelvis was fractured in two places. Now, it could have been fractured from the chimney over time, but if somebody killed him and broke his body up.
Just stuff him in that shit, yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I would think that the tears in the pelvis would be more from somebody hurting him.
Trying to bend his body in half.
Right.
Oh, you gonna fit, nigga.
Unless he just like jammed his head. And then somebody else just said this. Why would a murderer want to carry a body on a roof and try to fit it down a chimney?
Are you looking at more stuff on it?
Well, that's how I found that other information. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Still, nothing don't top that girl who was in the water tower on top of the building, like
Elisa Lam.
the lamb story, yo. She was acting so weird on that last video. It's just like, what the fuck was that? And then you're gone the next day, like, are you on drugs? Did somebody do that to you? Like, that's a really, really weird one. But that shit too, just like cross-dressing in the chimney. For how long? Just for years, bro. Body just been in there for years. Chilling.
Yeah, that's so crazy. And I'm so interested because it's like.
Yeah, that's what I do with some of them shits too. You gotta like look up some more shit after that. Just like they just give you a little bit. Like when this actor killed his wife, I had to look up some more shit on that one time.
Right, and then you go to Reddit, and Reddit be having some really intellectual people in there. Well, some dumb people too, but some really intellectual people, and you can like kind of weed through the conversations and then take their information and go do your own research. Mm-hmm. So like, did the site mention if Madison College had any frats? Wearing a dress and breaking and entering as an initiation. The low end of the age range could fit a pledge. Somebody says UW-Madison has plenty of frats. It's also an ultra-liberal town with a lot of acceptance for LGBTQ people, even in 1989. It was between Madison and Middleton. I haven't seen the college mentioned anywhere, but that doesn't mean he wasn't from the college. It would be kind of weird to go all the way to Good and Loud from the UW campus. It was a fairly busy road of decent ways outside of the main downtown area. Either way, wherever he was at was like an LGBTQ area. Which is also then like, man, it should have been more tolerated, but then there's always haters too. Mm-hmm. So we're just gonna say he just fell in the chimney? Possibly the murder of a transgender woman. These killings are sadly quite common. I mean, transgender women do get killed, like no doubt about it. But again, who dragged him onto the roof? Like,
yeah, especially if they killed him. They say killed her somewhere else, and then had to get the body up there. The stuff were down in there, like that's.
And that's the thing. Why are they saying that but this person's saying that they're transgender? This says the sex is male. We don't know what the person identified as. We just know what they dressed as. They could have been a male that just likes to dress like a woman. Just because you're a man dressed like a woman doesn't mean
was that term even around back then? Transgender?
No, it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. People are like really reaching right now. Like,
it was drag queens or something.
Drag queen, a cross dresser.
Cross dresser.
But that's the difference. A cross dresser does both. That's what I'm saying. So we're not gonna assume that he was a transgender woman. Like, I'm gonna assume he was a he because He was a cross-dresser, not a transgender woman. And so many terms and shit, though. But that shit is interesting. I'm never going to forget that story.
Like, I'll never forget the Green Power Ranger stabbed somebody with a sword.
What? That's so
Oh
crazy.
my god. You stabbed your roommate, bro. In a dumbass argument.
That's so crazy. Okay. Jolly Jane, Part 1. Origins. Then I'm taking my ass downstairs. Serial killer Jane Tapan, Jane Tapan, was born Honora Kelly in Boston on August 17th. What the fuck? Damn, I be stuck for a minute. I be trying to read that shit, but then I be reading it like in my head, and I'm like, what the hell? Alright, serial killer Jane was born as Honora Kelly in Boston on August 17th, 1854. To Irish immigrants, Bridget and Peter Kelly, nicknamed Kelly the Crack. Bridget died when Tappan was very young, and soon afterward, Peter surrendered her and her older sister to an orphanage, where documents noted that they'd been rescued from a very miserable home. 2 years later, 8-year-old Jane was placed as an indentured servant in the home of Miss Anne C. Tapan, whose name she eventually adopted. She was given the name Jolly Jane while studying nursing at Cambridge Hospital in Massachusetts, where she was popular and well liked for her cheerful attitude. It was here, during her residency, that she began experimenting on patients with morphine and atropine, altering their doses and falsifying their charts. She would climb into bed with them as they drifted in and out of consciousness, a habit she continued throughout her prolific career as a serial killer. Jolly Jane eventually confessed to killing 31 people throughout her 10-year nursing career, including an entire family. Wow! Mr. and Miss Alden P. Davis and their 2 adult daughters, whom she was close friends with. She continued to poison her victims with morphine and atropine, either dissolved in water or diluted whiskey, or injected. Her confession was disturbing in the gleeful way she described how much she enjoyed the death rattle and the passion she felt for watching the life drain from her victims' eyes and face. Although she was not found guilty by reason of insanity, Jolly Jane maintained that she was sane and that during the murders that she was fully aware that what she was doing was wrong. She was committed to the State Lunatic Hospital at Taunton in Massachusetts, and she died in 1938 at age 84.
That's crazy. I just like watching people die, so I poison them a little bit with the drug that's supposed to help them and ease their pain. I just OD these niggas.
And she's a different kind of serial killer, because she wasn't just killing people on the streets, but like, if you were sick, she would kill you quicker, and she enjoyed watching you die.
And your whole family, though? Like, how'd she kill a whole family?
31 people over 10 years.
Bitch.
And nobody caught on to it because it's all sick and dying people.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, did she put them out of their misery or not? Well, I don't know, because she was definitely playing with them.
But she said she was poisoning them slowly over time.
Yeah,
man.
she said she knew what she was doing.
Yeah. All them people went sick like that. Like she said, she was putting that shit in their whiskey.
In their own words, that is my ambition, to have killed more people, more helpless people, than any man or woman who has ever lived. I knew that was going to be her thing. I already knew that was coming. And she wanted to have science experiments too. Like, look, I'm going to kill you and put you out your misery, but at the same time, I need to get this.
And what year was that?
She died in 38, so this was in 1854 she was born.
Okay, I already said that was before like the World Wars and Hitler and all that shit.
I
He's
would
trying to
say,
kill.
yeah, probably in like the 1870s through 1880s, somewhere around there. And she was Irish.
The bitch is crazy what she was.
Crazy as fuck.
God damn, lady.
I'm gonna put more helpless people out of their misery than any other man or woman that's ever lived. But first, let me get this research and these stats. Well, Sally, you blinked too much yesterday, so you're getting an extra one. Like, how do you even decide? I need a roll pedicure. What time is it? Game time. Survivor Stories. Jennifer Holliday. On May 29th of 2005, Jennifer Holliday was driving home from a convenience store in Texas with her cousin Anna Franklin when a shotgun blast shattered her car window and ripped through her arm. When Holliday pulled over, Eric Stephen Parnell came up to the passenger side window and fired again, killing Anna Franklin, Jennifer's cousin. Parnell then dragged Holliday into the nearby woods where he raped her and tortured her. Holliday eventually asked Parnell to take her to his house, thinking it would be her only chance to call 911. In an ingenious ploy to survive, she convinced him that he hadn't killed Franklin, that he had stopped to help when he had stopped to help them. What? So she convinced him that he didn't kill the cousin, that he had stopped to help them, and that they were in love and would be married if he allowed her to get treatment for her injuries. After a 40-minute 911 call, Parnell directed deputies to his trailer, and Holliday was able to escape. He was convicted of aggravated sexual assault and capital murder, and he received 2 life sentences.
That's weird.
So he just followed them from the convenience store. He was just somebody they didn't know, and he just decided he was gonna rape them.
That's wild.
And why rape you and not rape the other girl?
And then you're so crazy, I just convinced you that we're a couple.
Right. Like, no, that don't sound right.
And that the other person isn't even really dead. You actually came to help us.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That don't sit right with me. Not at all.
She had her cousin murdered, but then she got shot with the shotgun, so it was held hostage. So she really couldn't have been in on it.
I don't know. It don't sit right with me. That's all I know. Between 1993 and 1999, Budapest, Hungary saw a string of 27 robberies at banks, post offices, and travel agencies. But the city was far from terrorized by these crimes. In a land newly adjusting to a capitalist system after decades of communism, the robber was just the folk hero Budapest was looking for. He was known for his gentlemanly manner, never harming anyone during his robberies. He sometimes wore outlandish costumes, brought female tellers flowers, and sent bottles of wine to the police. Because he was often seen drinking whiskey at nearby pubs before robberies, he was dubbed the Whiskey Robber.
What the hell? How can a whole society just embrace this dude who goes around robbing banks?
That's hilarious. It's kind of like Money Heist in Spain when they robbed the Royal Mint, the professor.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, what's up, bitches? I'm here. The Whiskey Robber. On January 15th of 1999, the Whiskey Robber spree came to an end when 31-year-old Attila Ambrus was arrested for the crimes. Ambrus was a goalie for a local hockey team, and a flag honoring him flew at the stadium for years after his arrest. 6 months after he was detained, Ambrus escaped from prison. He was a mastermind. He evaded police for 3 months until evidence left at the scene of a robbery led police to his hideout. He was sentenced to 17 years but released in 2012.
This dude is a fucking living legend, yo.
Living legend.
What
Attila
the
Ambrus.
fuck?
And his flag was still up. That's some funny shit.
So what did you do? I used to be soccer player, nigga.
He played hockey.
Oh, hockey. I used to play hockey. Then I, started robbing banks. Shit, fuck it.
He was doing both at the same time, though. That's the crazy thing.
So would you'll sneak in at night?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, nigga, I dress in this costume. Go right in there with some flowers, nigga. Yo, what's up? Let me get this money.
No face, no trace, no cameras.
You ever got locked up? Yeah, but I escaped. Then they locked me up again. And then they let me out early. Because I'm fucking badass. They knew I was going to escape anyway.
That's what I'm saying, like, and then how y'all let him get the fuck out?
That nigga ain't got no miniseries made on him or a movie or nothing. Goddamn.
Attila Ambrus, we'll have to look him up. The Whiskey Robber.
The Whiskey Robber. That's a movie right there.
Mm-hmm. The 2,977 deaths from the terrorist attacks in New York City on September 11, 2001 were not included in the city's homicide rates, given the extraordinary nature of the event. Only one homicide is on the record in the city that day. I already let you out, so you best leave me alone. The shooting of Polish immigrant Henry Siwak. After the Lower Manhattan construction site that he worked at was evacuated, he returned to his sister's house in Far Rockaway, Queens, where he began looking for work in the classified ads of a Polish newspaper. He went to an employment agency to file an application at a Pathmark supermarket, where he was told he could start late that night. He was shot around 11:40 in the Bedford neighborhood of Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, as he walked to his job. Neighbors heard gunshots and then saw him stumble on the ground and buzz an apartment for help. The resident was too afraid to answer after hearing the gunshots. He then collapsed in the street. Despite limited resources, police and ambulance responded quickly to the scene, but he was already dead. Because of the day's events, the police could only provide a third of the investigative resources usually devoted to a crime like this, and the murder remains unsolved.
I bet that was a hell of a day to commit any kind of crime, because so much, like, the cops couldn't get nowhere, nigga.
Right, that's definitely the day to do that shit.
I mean, they had all the police from New Jersey going over to that shit,
John Hinckley Jr. tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan.
I remember that. He shot his ass in the stomach, yeah.
Stupid. In an attempt to gain the attention of a celebrity obsession, Jodie Foster. Hinckley shot and wounded 4 people that day. was controversially found not guilty by reason of insanity and is sentenced to an indefinite term at St. Elizabeth's Hospital in Washington, D.C., where he was treated for narcissistic and schizophrenia personality disorder and major depressive disorder. He was the first man to attempt a presidential assassination and walk away a free man. In 2016, he was ordered to live with his mother in Williamsburg, Virginia for 1 year and to continue outpatient treatment. So this dude's like still around. Sounds like it's a personal vendetta.
No, he said he's trying to impress a movie star.
Jodie Foster.
Yeah, she was a movie star. Like, you is crazy, nigga. I'm not gonna be like, Beyonce, look what I did for you. I tried to fucking shoot the president.
Yeah, listen to this and then I don't have nothing else to do. In their own words, I will admit to you that the reason I'm going ahead with this attempt now is because I cannot wait any longer to impress you. I've got to do something now to make you understand, in no uncertain terms, that I am doing all of this for your sake. By sacrificing my freedom and possibly my life, I hope to change your mind about me. That's what I'm saying. It's like, about you.
Yeah, how are you obsessed with a celebrity, bro? She doesn't even know you're fucking alive. And she does now. She did. She definitely know who the fuck you were.
And she'll never forget.
Never forget you, bro. But you'll never get the nookie, nigga. After acting all crazy like that. You was acting too crazy, bro. You'll never get the nookie.
Look, he's cheating on you. Come on. Come over here. Cry on my shoulder. That just was stupid.
You fucked up all your chances.
Fucked up your only chance. Your one chance.
What chance?
So that's all you get with Jodie. This letter is being written only an hour before I leave for the Hilton Hotel. Jodie, I'm asking you to please look into your heart and at least give me the chance, with this historical deed, to gain your respect and love.
Ooh. A historical deed, nigga. You going through the lonely bin, and then after that, go live with your mama. Lady, take care of your son. Watch this little nigga, cause you done raised a degenerate, yo.
Right, like, I don't want him either.
You're
You're all he's got.
Yeah, he's your problem, lady.
Come on, you fucker. And this last one is especially for you. The first art heist.
Ooh.
Hans Memories.
I think I've watched a documentary on some shit like this, yeah.
Word, Hans Memories, The Last Judgment, made in history in 1473 as the object of the first documented art heist. The triptych was traveling by ship from Flanders in northern Belgium to Florence, Italy, when it was stolen by Polish pirates who brought it to the Basilica of the Assumption of Gdańsk in Poland, and it now resides in a national museum in Poland. Polish pirates stole that shit.
Kept it in Poland, nigga.
I was gonna say, and they kept that shit.
It's our shit now, nigga. But it's stolen, and
they kept it. That's hilarious.
Well, the thieves don't have it anymore. It's in our museum. But they stole it. But it's in a museum now. It's nice. It's safe.
It's ours. National treasure. Oh. Y'all don't need it. We'll hold it right here. Listen, I know you want to go somewhere, but I don't know what to tell you, man. Oof.
I think I'm about to be wrapping this shit up, son. I'm about done, yo. Ain't too much more I can do to this anyway.
Yeah.
It's a done deal.
Well, I'm getting dressed.
I'm
getting dressed.
Getting dressed for what?
To go to Rita's.
Huh?
I'm getting dressed to go to Rita's.
Oh.
I was serious.
I see that. Bruh, I think that shit done. You feel me? Hey, yo. I appreciate y'all chilling in the stream with me while I work on these beautiful paintings. Catch y'all next time. Peace.